All right, everybody, welcome back. We are diving into topical authority today.
Yeah,
A really cool concept in SEO.
absolutely.
So basically, the idea to become like the local expert
Yes.
on Google, right? So
Yeah.
we're going to be answering a question
Okay.
that came straight from the GMB Crush SEO bunker,
Oh, cool.
which is, does making content that doesn't get much traffic actually help your local SEO?
Interesting.
So we're going to unpack a few things today to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
First, we're going to talk about topical authority versus just traffic in general.
Okay.
Then we're going to dig into localized niche content.
I like it.
And lastly, we're going to try to figure out how this all balances out with ROI and that long-term SEO game.
Awesome. Let's do it.
So let's jump right in.
Okay.
One of the most intriguing things I found in the research for this episode is that focusing on content that establishes you as the expert in your local area might actually be more important
Yeah.
than trying to get tons of clicks.
Right.
So what do you think about that?
I think that's 100% true.
Really?
You know, Google's always trying to find the best,
Yeah,
most relevant, most trustworthy results to show searchers.
for sure.
And one of the ways they do that is by looking at topical authority.
Okay.
So it's not just about how many people visit your website,
Mm-hmm.
but about whether Google sees you as a reliable source of information for that specific topic in your area.
Okay.
So it's kind of like becoming the go-to source, the expert,
Right.
the person that Google trusts to provide the best information on that subject.
I see. So Google kind of sees it like if you were doing a research paper,
Exactly.
you would cite authoritative sources in your field.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like Google's giving you citations for being
exactly.
an expert on something.
Yeah, and when you consistently create high-quality content about a specific topic that's relevant to your business and location,
Yeah.
you're essentially building up those citations in Google's eyes.
Gotcha. So like instead of just being a bakery,
Right,
you're the bakery
right.
to go to for whatever.
Precisely, yeah.
That specific thing.
That's a
is-
great way to put it.
So like if you're the Chicago bakery, instead of just talking about cakes in general, you're the expert on deep dish pizza.
Yes, yeah, like the history of deep dish pizza in Chicago, or the best deep dish pizza in Chicago,
I love it.
you know.
Okay, so we're getting specific.
Yes,
So how hyper-local can we get with this content?
that's where the idea of localized niche content comes in.
Hmm.
This is where you really dive deep into those super specific topics
Okay.
that are relevant to your local area.
All right.
So even small events or very specialized services can be content gold mines for building that local connection.
Okay, so like how...
For example, let's say you're a plumber, right?
Mhm.
Instead of just writing generic blog posts about plumbing tips,
Right.
you could create content about a specific type of pipe issue that's common in older homes in a particular neighborhood that you service.
Okay, so like those old lead pipes or something?
Exactly, yeah. Or galvanized pipes, you know, something that's very specific to that area.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
okay.
And I can imagine some of our listeners out there saying,
Yeah.
well, that's great, but who's going to search for that,
Right.
right? Like, what's the point if no one's going to see it?
That's a valid concern, and that brings us to this idea of balancing ROI with long-term SEO.
Okay.
You see that hyperlocal content, it might not get a ton of direct traffic immediately, but it's not really about that. It's about building your topical authority in Google's eyes.
Right.
So think of it as a building block
Oh, okay.
for your overall authority on a broader topic.
So it's like a piece of the puzzle.
Exactly, and that's where content clusters come in.
Content clusters now, what are those?
So content clusters are basically a way to connect all of your content together
Okay.
to create a web of information around a central topic.
Gotcha.
So let's go back to our plumber example.
Okay.
You have that blog post about the old pipes, right?
Uh-huh.
Instead of just letting it just sit there on its own,
Right.
you can link it to your main plumbing services page.
Yeah. You could create other related content about common plumbing issues in older homes, local building codes,
Oh,
maybe even historical facts about the neighborhood's plumbing infrastructure.
interesting.
All of these pieces start to form a cluster,
I get it.
a web of interconnected content that reinforces your expertise on that specific niche.
So it's like each piece of content is kind of like a vote
Yeah.
for your authority on that topic.
Exactly. And the more votes you have, the stronger your position becomes.
Oh, that's really cool.
And the beauty of it is it not only boosts your topical authority,
Yeah.
but it also improves your website structure and user experience,
Right.
which Google also loves.
Makes sense. This has got me thinking about how I can apply this to my own business.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's all about playing that long game.
Absolutely. It's an investment in your online presence and your reputation as a local expert.
It is for sure.
And speaking of investing in your local SEO,
Oh, yes.
have you heard about the GMB Crush Black Friday Blowout?
Oh, of course I have. I'm so excited about this.
Me too.
It's an amazing opportunity to really dive into these strategies
Yes,
and get some guidance from the pros.
absolutely. During the Black Friday Blowout, you can get access to the Catalyst Mastermind and the 30-day ranking challenge.
I'm so excited about those.
Yeah, they're packed with insights into building topical authority
Yeah.
and boosting your GMB and organic local site rankings.
It's a fantastic resource for anyone who's serious about dominating local search.
I completely agree.
So don't miss out on the GMB Crush Black Friday Blowout.
Yeah,
You can find the link in a first pinned comment.
perfect.
So to wrap up today, we've talked about topical authority over traffic,
Yep.
the power of localized niche content,
Uh-huh.
and how to use content clusters to build that solid foundation for long-term SEO success.
It's a winning combination.
It is.
For sure.
So here's a final question for everyone listening.
Okay.
What's one hyper-local content idea you can create today that would position you as the expert in your area?
Good question.
Think about it and get creating.
Get to work.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See you, Addie.